their young talent, all their players, because he knows no matter what he does, Chris, it ain't going to be enough. If AD isn't going to be that player that they need him to be, LeBron is going to be like everybody else except for that championship team.
Everybody else?
I'm just saying he won't be winning another championship. That's why I say
that means AD's most important.
Yes,
How?
because LeBron needs another guy.
Take LeBron off the team, and what does it look like?
I'm just talking about LeBron. We already know the numbers. We know what LeBron can do. That's a given. I'm just saying if he's trying to win, that's why he went crazy to try to get AD. That's why he upset the apple cart last year when he talked about his teammates and he wanted to go get AD last year, and everybody quit on him, and they didn't make the playoffs. All I'm saying is, if LeBron wants a chance to win, it's going to be because AD was there. Even when he won in Miami, he had Dwayne Wade. And then Kyrie Irving was big against the Warriors, averaged 28 points, made the big three.
No, nobody said he
numbers.
Do they need LeBron for AD to win?
It's the other way around. It ain't about AD. It's not AD's story. It's LeBron's story. It's about LeBron.
All right, maybe we'll break the tie here. Greg Jennings.
Yeah, I'm with Chris here. LeBron is not only the best player, but he's the most important player. He does everything that you can ask of a player on the court and off the court. But on the court, you talk about players needing other players. Kawhi, why would he go and get Paul George and bring him to L.A.? Why? Because he knows.
Did he win a championship last year in Toronto with who?
They had
he wasn't going without Paul George.
Listen, they had a great nucleus there. And they had a great team. Let's not discount that.
Who was the star player? I'm just asking.
It was Kawhi.
Okay.
It was Kawhi. Who's the star player with the Lakers? It's LeBron James. Anthony Davis is a star. We need him to be great. They need him to be great. Specifically, you mentioned against the Clippers. Why? Because that's the biggest mismatch. That's the greatest challenge. But when you look at their numbers, Anthony Davis is averaging 28, 9, and 3 against teams over 500. Against L.A., the Clippers, and then Milwaukee, who we think is probably going to come out of the East, he's averaging the same numbers. But their plus minus is -1, and he's getting 40 minutes. The difference is LeBron James, he's averaging 28 or 24, 8, and 10 against teams over 500. And against those two teams, the Clippers and the Bucks, he's averaging 20, 10, and 9. He has to be better. Why? Because he's the best player on the court. He's the best player in that purple jersey, in that purple uniform, in that locker room in the Lakers. So if your best player is not your best player all times in clutch moments, you're typically not going to win the game, Rob. Let's be realistic.
He's had all those great numbers for his whole career, and he's lost 6 championships. He couldn't even make the playoffs last year. And Greg, I'm just talking about Kawhi went to a underachieving Toronto team that kept losing in the playoffs. He didn't bring anybody with him. He went there and made the extra.
They got lucky. The Warriors.
They didn't get lucky.
Wait a minute. We have spent 10 minutes talking about LeBron versus Anthony Davis, and you guys haven't mentioned the most important factor. Defense. Anthony Davis is the most important and best player on the Lakers, and here's why. They were 15th in the league in defense last year, guys. Anthony Davis comes here 3rd in the league in blocks. They're now 4th in the league in defense. That's the difference between, as Rob said, not making the playoffs last year and now being 1st in the West. Look at overall blocks in the NBA. Lakers last year were 8th. They're #1 in the league, rim protection.
Only because of AD?
Well, Dwight Howard's added, but Anthony Davis. JaVale McGee was there last year. He's playing like 15 minutes a night.
But
Anthony Davis's addition has been enormous for the Lakers. He leads them in points, rebounds, steals, and blocks. Defensively on both ends, Anthony Davis plays. You guys know I love LeBron. I gassed him up here Monday. He's 35. He's not the defender he once was. Anthony Davis is the difference here. Rob Parker, I can't believe it. I'm going to agree with you.
The difference, I think, Rob, you argued that they need AD to win a title. Nobody's disputing that.
Yes, they do.
Nobody's that he needed Kyrie to win the title, that he needed D-Wade. He needed D-Wade, as you said. Who was the best player on the team? Was it D-Wade or LeBron?
Yeah, I get that.
In the final,
who was the best player in the Cleveland? Was it Kyrie or LeBron?
It's LeBron, but without Kyrie, he doesn't win.
Agreed.
And all I'm saying is, Chris, when you talk about the most important player to this Laker team, I'm saying LeBron is a given. I know what the numbers are, but if AD doesn't show up, they don't win.
How about this?
They don't, he's the most important player.
When AD was the most important player in New Orleans, how far did they go?
They went to the second round. They swept Portland. Okay, but they did.
When LeBron's been the most important player on his team, they go to the finals.
No, they lose to the finals.
But
they lose in the
also
finals.
won 3.
Okay, but they lost.
I mean, don't act like he didn't win them either.
Nobody wins anything solo. We agree on that, right, Greg?
Yeah.
Nobody can win
So
without.
why are we arguing
look,
that?
the better analogy you need, Rob, I think, is Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. Steph Curry was the most important player on the Warriors. He spaced the floor. You couldn't let him get nuts from 3. Kevin Durant was the best player. When he was at
He was the best
they were
player and the most important player, Kevin Durant.
How was
that's
he more
why
important than
that's why they won both championships.
I would agree with you on that. He was the best player. Steph was the most important. The offense was based around
You
Steph.
need two
the
people.
defense
Without
gave
Kevin
for
Durant, they
Steph.
don't win those 2 championships.
How do you know? They won one without him.
No, I want to get back on Jason because he's saying that AD is not only the best player, but the most important.
Yeah, let me stick with most important. LeBron is best. You're right. I might have misspoke on that.
Oh,
LeBron
thank you.
best. Anthony Davis most important.
You did.
I was all excited because nobody had mentioned defense, and I'm fired up.
You definitely misspoke.
you get
way
the
to
defense
clear that up. But when you look at who's the best and most important player, it's really simple. If you take one player away, can the other player thrive without that individual? Where has Anthony Davis gone?
Thank you.
What is he? Second round, right? Second
We
round.
all know how great he is. We all know the potential that lies within him. What has he done without another star? Without LeBron James?
All
I
know is
what has he done, Rob?
When they lose,
What has he done?
What did LeBron do last year without
Greg, and you know that.
Last year, what he's done throughout his career.
Last year, they couldn't even make the playoffs. Everybody had them
last year. What about the rest of his
year
career?
in 10 years.
Right.
Greg, when they lose in the playoffs this year and don't make it to the finals, I guarantee you it won't be on LeBron. It'll be on Anthony Davis and what he wasn't able to do. You watch the narrative.
No.
It's all about Anthony Davis.
The media only blames LeBron.
No, it's going to be about Anthony Davis not coming through.
You said LeBron, the media always will blame Anthony Davis. Who's been blamed when LeBron's lost those finals in the past?
All I'm telling you is...
Can you answer my question?
In this case, I'm
Can
giving
you
you
answer
this.
my question?
This is the thing about playing with LeBron, because they call Chris calls
just
him
gonna
the
ignore my
Hold
question.
on,
Kevin
hold
Love
on.
did get blamed one year.
I know they
got
blamed
blamed
him in the Dallas one. That's the
Okay,
one.
but all the other 5, who got blamed?
They didn't blame him always. They said he didn't have enough.
Who did they blame?
They blamed Kevin Love.
No,
They blamed everybody. He didn't have enough.
Does that mean that those players were more important than LeBron?
No.
Because you said AD is going to get blamed, so he's the most important.
He's going to be the one because they're going to say he's never made a playoff run except for that one time in the second round.
It's going to be based on who
It's going to be about Anthony Davis.
If AD plays great against the Clippers and the Lakers lose and LeBron struggles, averages what you said, 20 points, 44% shooting, LeBron will get blamed.
Yes.
Who did Kenny Smith blame when they lost on opening night? He said Kawhi Leonard made LeBron James look not athletic.
Yes.
Oh, he said
He
that?
blamed LeBron. He didn't
look
blame
good that
AD.
night.
It was
right?
evident.
But I'm saying people will blame LeBron if they don't come through.
Because of Anthony Davis's history of not doing that much in the playoffs, if he does not perform at his best level or highest level and they don't win, it will be about Anthony Davis is not that guy. It ain't going to be about LeBron. They're going to say, he's in his 17th year. He's played, he's 35 years old. They'll have every reason.
Can that not be true, though?
Those will be all the reasons on why he didn't get it done.
Even with that being true, that's not the case, Rob, because everything that he does, LeBron James, in his 17th year, being 35 years old, we're highly critical. We have him under a microscope. If he would have lost last night, we would have been talking about LeBron, here we go with the Lakers again. If they would have lost to the Suns, which you were waiting
game in February,
all I'm saying is you would have been jumping on that.
I wouldn't have.
You wouldn't have said,
I'm not a prisoner of the moment.
You would
No
not
way
have
and
given
no
him an
how
escape.
all day.
You would not have given him the escape of he's in year 17. We got to expect for him not to come out to play every single night and perform at this high level, 24, 8, and 10, a walking triple-double every single night. Yeah. You wouldn't give him that leeway.
Here's another thing that we haven't discussed yet. The locker room. Who's the leader of the team? Who sets the tone in the locker room?
LeBron. We know.
Who's the guy that said, after Kobe's passing, I got the broad shoulders for a reason? It wasn't AD. And I'm not saying the locker room leader is always the best or most important player, but that's just one more thing that LeBron James has on his shoulders for this team. I mean, again, this is taking nothing from AD, and you're right, Rob, they need him to win a title. But
that's what it's about here.
But AD needs LeBron, too.
LeBron also last year told everybody.
Does AD not lead LeBron?
Yeah, I get that.
So
but I'm saying,
where is your point?
If I have to pick a player, it's about AD is more important to them winning a championship.
How good would they be without LeBron? I'm asking you that.
That's not the point, Chris.
Yes,
I get that. I'm giving that it's a given.
How good would they be without LeBron?
I'm telling you, that's why he went out and got him. That's why they gave up all the players. Because they need him. He's the most important.
You know how LeBron's the best, or sorry, the most important player. LeBron the most important. Because the Lakers won a great game last night in overtime against the Nuggets, right? Really impressive win on the road. Denver was 21-6 at home. We're not even talking about the win. We're not talking anything about, we're kind of dividing the Lakers. Is it LeBron or AD? Clippers lost the other night. We came on here, it's a loss to a good Sixers team. No dividing there. It's pretty clear LeBron is a divisive figure, as Rob said.
Divisive?
Oh, my God. He's the most polarizing athlete in maybe sports today.
Who makes him divisive, though?
We do.
Okay, so
us,
that's not on
media.
LeBron, that's on us.
Sadly, us, yeah.
I've said he's the most scrutinized athlete in the history of the NBA, if not beyond that in other sports. You mentioned it, a whatever Tuesday night game, Wednesday night game in February, we're going to scrutinize.
When you call yourself the king, you're going to be scrutinized. So you can't have it both ways.
I'm not saying
you can't have it both ways.
A lot of it, though, Rob,
you can't have it. You just can't.
I'm not saying you got to have it both ways. What I'm saying is the technology, the time has made him more scrutinized than great superstars. Michael Jordan was not scrutinized to this degree.
We didn't have that. I get it.
That's my point.
I understand that.
Nobody ever said Jordan or Pippen.
That's why
Jordan or Pippen.
Kawhi, as great as he is, and you can argue if you want right now that he's better than LeBron. He's not the celebrity. He's not the person that doesn't have the stature that LeBron James has. That's why he doesn't get the scrutiny that LeBron.
I'm glad you brought Kawhi up because I want to ask this. With the Clippers, you're very high on the Clippers. If the Clippers unplug Kawhi, are they good? Are they going to win a championship? Would you pick them?
Are they getting out of the first round?
If they answer the question.
Of course I wouldn't pick them.
Okay.
He's the piece that matters the most. If the Clippers are going to win a championship, I would say he's the most important player, not Paul George, not anybody else, because they had a nice nucleus. He's the most important player because I saw what he did in Toronto. I saw an underachieving team that won 60 games during the regular season but couldn't get over the hump. And he was able to get them over the hump and win a championship. I believe he's going to do the same exact thing. I'm saying I take LeBron's talents almost for granted because I expect those numbers. What I'm saying is if they're going to win, it ain't about LeBron having to go from 25 points to 40 points for them to win. It's about Anthony Davis playing big and being better. That's my
valid point. That's a valid point. He didn't eloquate. He didn't say it eloquently, but I think that's a good point. Anthony Davis last night in overtime had 7 or 9 points.
But I think
Anthony Davis is going to guard Giannis right in the finals. Anthony Davis will defend Giannis. Anthony Davis against the Clippers is going to have to overpower them in the paint. It's about Anthony Davis in that series. Yeah. It is. We know what LeBron's given us.
I don't think anyone is arguing that. But to say LeBron James is not the best player, and
I didn't say that. I said important.
Most important player.
I didn't say he wasn't the best player.
Okay, when he went back, what was Kyrie doing in Cleveland before LeBron James got there?
I don't know. He made a big three to win a championship over the Warriors. That's what I want to know.
Before LeBron
I'm talking
James,
about that's what I remember.
Because you're talking about before Kawhi got to Toronto. And what he was able to do once he got there, what was LeBron able to do when he got to Cleveland? And what was Cleveland unable to do without LeBron?
They were unable to make the playoffs.
Go for it.
Kawhi